AM Nation. This is your host of Real Talk Houston. I am the one and only Carlotta B. We are here for Season 2, Episode 1. And I have two very, very special guests in the house. Ladies of Houston are in the building with me. I have to my right, Juicy.
Motherfucking Juice, baby.
Yes, that part. Juicy. MF, I have to say. Juice.
Or y'all can just call me JMFJ.
JMFJ.
Yeah,
that works.
JMFJ.
That works well. And to my left, I have Amber Dynasty. Welcome to the building. Welcome to the building.
Thanks for having me.
Amber, Juicy, rapper, model, Amber, R&B artist, performer. These ladies are on the rise in the Houston area, and we're going to take it nationwide because they're doing their thing, and before long, they're going to be worldwide, right?
Mega stars.
Yes, megastars.
Love it.
So let's take it back a little bit. Just tell me, just to kind of let everyone know who you are. Where were you born? What school did you go to?
I am from Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas.
I went to George Washington Carver for the
All right.
Applied Technology, Engineering, and the Arts. Well, we had the best teachers, best students, and best staff.
Okay, best students, best teachers, and best staff.
Yeah, that was our motto. I was an art student. I majored in arts, but my senior year, I never knew why I dropped art. Literally the last month, and I went into choir.
Wow. Okay.
And now I know why.
Now you know why. Okay.
Now I know why.
We're going to get into detail about that. Amber.
I'm born and raised in Houston, Texas.
H-Town.
And I went to Westfield, y'all. So just to let you know, I can feed off of that. I actually did choir a lot outside of being in all AP classes. So
Yeah.
knowledge is everything.
That's true. It is. So when did you guys know that you first had an art? When did you know you loved music? When did you know you had that skill?
Well, I've always loved music. I used to, my aunt had a cafe right next door to my grandmother's house. So we would always go and turn on Jesse Powell or Tony Braxton in the jukebox, Whitney Houston, and sing and perform.
Mm-hmm.
And, my cousins would when we grew up, they would say, oh, when we were little, you thought you were all that. You thought you was Beyonce. You always wanted to be in front of the camera. I'm like, that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
I go back and watch those videos. Yeah, I was snatching people out the camera.
Because you wanted to be up front and in front of the camera, right?
But I just had I always had a really big personality. I was always enthusiastic. I was always smiling regardless of, how things were.
Yeah.
For me as a child, I always found a way to be happy through music.
Yeah.
For a long time, I didn't even, my grandfather said I didn't talk until maybe around 12, but music was how I spoke.
That was your release. That was your delivery. Okay, Amber, when did you know you had that talent?
Well, for me, I've always loved music.
Mm-hmm.
I believe I have family tapes, me with the pacifier still in my mouth, running around the table, singing music with my dad. So it's just always been that. And my mom, she actually bought me a karaoke set where I can video myself.
Okay,
And
nice.
I was like 5 years old, and I was just singing to this beat. I don't even remember what it was, but I was just singing to it. And my mom actually went back on the video, and she's like, who wrote that song? It was just me freestyling singing on the beat.
Wow.
Yeah. And she realized, she's like, you have a talent.
Wow. Did either of your parents have a musical background at all?
No, not for me. Actually, it was only DJs. My aunt, 3 of my aunts own cafes.
Okay.
My uncle was a DJ, and he always played music. We were just in love with music.
Yeah.
And nobody in my family could sing or anything. Well, my brother, he was the first one to say, hey, come down here and write with me. I was in high school, and I started writing raps with him. I was already kind of rapping with the dudes at school.
Yeah.
And so once I started rapping with him and I started going to the studio, I was like, dang, I was better than a lot of the guys.
Wow.
I just was afraid to perform live.
Yeah. Wow. That's something. So do you consider yourself parallel to any artist that's out there now? Who is your mentor, male or female, and who do you consider yourselves close to or parallel to as far as performance and style?
So you got that one.
For me, I feel like it would probably be Eve.
Okay.
When I was growing up, I was a really big, even Lil Kim. I was really big on even. So you could probably definitely see the Lil Kim in me, and in how raw I rap, because sometimes I try to take off that edge, and then even when like in this setting, like Lil Kim was always very professional.
Yes.
Very, very professional. And then when she rapped, you always got that edge. Yes. I know you kind of know from I was on your reality show, and you guys, I was very professional, and they wanted the edge. I was like, wait, I can't give you that unless I perform.
Right.
You know, so when I perform, it's like a switch, and it's like the moment I get the microphone. Sometimes it's not when I get the microphone. It's when the song comes on. Because I can be standing by the DJ, and I'm like, come on, Juicy, where you at? You at, Juicy? Right, and then the moment the music come on, it's like anger. Yes. Rage. Yes. Like, I used to listen to, you remember Rage with the Afro pose? Yes. I used to love her too when I was a kid. So shout out to all the dope artists that inspire me.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, Amber.
For me, it's a little bit difficult because I don't feel like there's really an artist that's like me. In a sense, I do feel like I have my own lane when it comes to that.
Yes.
Only because even people that listen to my music and actually support me, they say, this is what the industry is missing right now. Mm-hmm. So I don't really feel like I can be compared to someone else. But I do feel like growing up, I did listen to a lot of Chris Brown when it came to how R&B and pop can actually contend with each other and make its own sound. And I'm not a rapper, but because I am a writer, I actually love how Nikki puts her pen to the paper and comes with unique style.
Oh,
and she's a Sagittarius like me. So
all right, Sag season. Sagittarius is in the house. So I did want to take this time to mention, and I know we'll talk about your musical accomplishments a little bit later, but you mentioned reality TV shows, so I did want to mention that I am the creator and producer of a reality TV show based here in the Houston area. I've kind of been doing sneak previews about that, but I can't quite give out the actual title yet or go into much detail. But Juicy is on the show, as she mentioned earlier, and we're making strides with that project. We're like 98% there, Boss Fam Nation, so keep us in your prayers because we are about to put Houston on a map on a whole different level. And Amber, I'm also a part of a project that she's doing, and it's also a reality TV show. And the title? For the Love of Music, Houston. So stay tuned on that, and we'll be bringing a little bit more to you about that later, you guys. So I also want to talk to you guys about your musical performances thus far, and I'll start with Amber. Your worst performance, any mistakes that you've made on stage that you have tucked away in your learning belt? Care to share?
Okay, well, I have kind of like two stories to give y'all when it comes to this. So what I've learned as an artist is don't really just stand in one spot. Even if I am an R&B singer, you still can work the crowd. And anyone that's followed me on this journey, you'll see that I've actually started from kind of standing still to now I actually work the crowd. I'll go out there and sing to somebody personally. I'll dance for you. I do it kind of all where I entertain my crowd now.
Engagement.
Now, the worst performance I had is kind of with old management. My old manager promised a sold-out show and that we would be paid. And when I did get there to the Zydeco Fest, the only person that brought out a crowd, unfortunately, was me. And I just learned from that to make sure that I have my paperwork on hand where what's promised is guaranteed and I receive it regardless of the fact.
Yes, ma'am.
Good one. That's a good learning experience.
Yes.
Okay,
all for paperwork. Yes.
What about you?
I haven't really had a bad performance experience, but what I learned to not do on stage was check the DJ. I had in the beginning, I would perform and while I'm performing and I'll snap my fingers or I'll be rapping and I'll turn around and I'll walk straight to the DJ and whatever lyrics I'm rapping, I'm delivering it to him, but for him to understand, hey, get my sound right. I have my own show mix. I don't need your horns. I got this already.
Right.
So what I learned is to like I set that straight before I go on stage, and not to interrupt my performance by focusing on the DJ or the mic system. And sometimes, there's been a couple times in my very beginning where I were in a few clubs and their mic systems were jacked up, but I learned not to go back. And I don't put myself in certain areas. You know, I will visit venues if I have a performance there, or someone wants me to perform there. I'm going to visit the venue first.
Yes.
See
definitely.
what it's like. See what their mic systems are like, so that I don't have, because I am very strict.
Yeah.
And I don't mind checking nobody in the venue.
Yeah.
So I to make sure, because I have performances on my YouTube where you'll see me turn around and I'll point at the DJ and I go up there, but luckily there was some strippers up there for me to dance on.
Okay.
So, you know, so you know, but that was my biggest thing. People would say, hey, don't let the DJ, you know, distract you.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So I just learned to be more focused. But actually, I just learned to go where I know that the DJ is going to be about their business.
About their business.
And of
exactly.
course, I am also about my paperwork.
Right.
You have to perform with reputable places, you know, and reputable people.
Definitely.
You know, of good quality. Or you're going to be in places where, you know, you're going to have bad experiences.
Exactly. Yeah. Doing your research up front, making sure you know the people that's going to be there, being interactive with them up front, and making sure that all the boxes are checked off, basically, right?
Right.
Have you guys ever got invited to a venue and you went and checked it out and it was a definite no?
Oh, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, I get a lot of invites still to this day. Hey, you come out? No.
Yeah.
You know, maybe if you promoted a different club, maybe if you know, some of these people that want you to come out, they still doing the same thing in the same places. And if you were doing that when I came out I came out 4 years ago. March 3rd, 2018 was my first competition. And there are promoters that I worked with then that are still doing the same thing now, still hustling artists the same way, and they cannot see me unless they're going to pay me.
Yeah, exactly. And I know both you guys are doing big things. You're both on the rise with your music, and you've got a lot of musical accomplishments that are popping off right now. So you have an album release. Tell us about that, and then I want you to give us all your news about what you're doing as well.
Yes, now the Sag and Me album is officially out. It came out on my birthday, December 7th. And Queen Shit is my official single for the album, which has over 5,000 streams already, and it's only been 2 days.
Yep.
So it's to the top, y'all. And as Miss Carlotta B said before, I definitely have For the Love of Music Houston reality show coming out, and we're going to tell you guys a little bit more about that later.
Yes. Congratulations on
that.
Congratulations. Yes, that
it's
is
called
wonderful.
Queen Shit?
Queen Shit.
I need to make sure I stream that.
Yes, you do.
ASAP. Amber
Yes,
Dynasty,
you do.
Queen Shit.
Yes.
My project released at the beginning of in March on my birthday. That's crazy. We released stuff on our birthday, which I learned. Yeah, I think next year, I don't think I'm going to make the same move. I think I want to release, I was going to release an album, but I think I want to release 4 EPs next.
Okay.
But I'm not sure. So I have enough music to release 4 EPs, but I don't know if I'm going to release a single. I am, right now, we are shooting the video for Inline. We're almost done. That is the visual. You might see the promo on my Instagram right now with the fireball. So we have some dope visuals coming for that. But I don't know my next single. I am just going to keep working on strategizing my plan, my marketing strategies, my campaigns, because I want the image, I want the music, I want the promotions, everything to roll out at the same time, and I want it to be very marketable. And I'm all about quality. Like I'm really big on my photo shoots and my covers and all of that, aligning with my YouTube and my Facebook, Instagram. I love for everything to match. So once I know what the overall image is going to be, then I'll release some ideas to the
Yeah.
public. I don't know the next name of the album or anything, but right now you guys can stream just a taste.
Yes.
My first album was distributed through United Masters. Shout out to United Masters. You can click the link in my Instagram, and it will take you to all of the streaming platforms that holds my music. And check me out.
Yeah, both you guys have awesome music, great photography, by the way, and
Thank
you
you.
also kind of dipped into modeling a little bit, right? I've seen some modeling photos of you.
Well, those are just images. I've always liked to model. I've wanted to be a model before I even knew I was going to be an artist. I never knew I was going to be a rapper. I never imagined that.
Yeah.
When I was 17, 18, I was modeling.
Oh,
But
okay.
I was in a relationship, and it became very abusive.
Okay.
And I never thought I had a second chance.
You got
at
derailed.
modeling.
Yeah.
So when I started doing music, I was in probably I feel the worst. That's when I stepped out into the competitions, and I won third place the first show.
Wow.
I said, you know what, I'm gonna keep going back.
Yeah.
And I won $1,000. I won $500.
And you just kept going.
My first year, I put in $150. I won $2,300.
Wow. See?
So I said, you know what, I'm gonna keep going.
I'm gonna keep doing this.
I was giving artists that have been out here for 10 plus years a run for their money.
Yeah.
So I felt like if you've been doing it this long and you're not going as hard as I'm going, you're just a bench warmer.
Exactly.
I'm finna get in the game.
So that should have motivated and propelled you.
I'm gonna make them get in the game, or or get off the court. Period.
That's good. See, that's good. You mentioned that you were a mom, so I want to talk to you about that. How do you balance your motherhood and your career? Because you were doing multiple things. You had a full-time job. You were doing your rap career. You're a mom. So that's a lot. How did you find a healthy life balance in doing all of that?
It's very, 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 very tough.
Yes, it is.
Because my children are also athletes.
Mm-hmm.
So just like I have to make time for my music career, I have to make time for volleyball games, basketball games, track competitions, and now my boys, they are getting to the point where they want to play football and basketball.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to let them know, and I include them in my career. I take them to the studios. I take them to interviews when they're appropriate for them to go.
Right.
I make sure that they, like my sons, they know how to make beats.
Okay.
They also, Josiah, he raps, JR sings. JR
good. Nice.
JR had a choir performance last night,
That's
at school.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I include them first of all, so that they don't feel left out.
Right.
And I'm not going to work on a job that is not going to allow me to promote Juicy.
Exactly.
I literally let them know, hey, before you decide to hire me, I'm a rapper.
Exactly.
You have to take it or leave it.
Yeah.
Because this is my first job. Music is my first job. Anything that I do, I don't care how many hours I work, because while I'm there, I'm going to promote Juicy.
Right, exactly. And you do a good job of that. Any event we go to, no matter where we are, when Juicy and I are together, she's passing out her cards with her QRC. She is always marketing. And I'm, a lot of times I'm like, oh my gosh, I just want to relax and chill. And I can do that. But Juicy she's going at it all the time. Work-life balance. How do you do it, Amber?
Well, for me, they've become intertwined at a point, because I've actually been doing this music thing since I was 12 years old. Doing background vocals, ghostwriting for major artists and upcoming artists. So I have my personal time where I can just relax, but for me, music is my life. So I'm really okay with having the balance of, hey, sometimes in personal, I still gotta write this music.
Exactly. That's right.
Driving.
That's right.
I have a bad habit. I'm driving and trying to write, like on my way here. Right at the Bellway Hard, and I'm like, I gotta get this bar in right here. Trying to drive.
Always working. Always working. Yeah.
At all times.
Yeah. You post a lot, and you're in your car, and you're working. I know. The music industry, as we all know, is for the most part male dominated, right? Whether you're an R&B singer, that one's kind of more balanced out. But in the rap industry, I think it's a lot more male dominated.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
You guys are out there. How do you maintain your virtue? I know it, and I know it in some situations it may be a little challenging, but with all the males out there, and we've all heard that music is a dirty, grimy underbelly. It's a hard industry. It's dirty, and you got to be smart about it. So how do you maintain your virtue for starters?
Well, that's okay because, like I said, knowledge really is key.
Yes.
So anyone getting into the industry has to understand the business aspect of it.
Yes.
And you won't really get a hustle.
Yeah.
So for me, I started off as a writer. Writing is everything. So
right.
I can go there with the guys just like I go there with the females.
Right, yeah.
It all starts off with, first off, do you write your own material?
Mm-hmm.
That'll give you a heads up in the competition.
Right. That's true. Smart. Okay.
Well, for me, I whenever I'm writing my music, I do tend to, like, a lot of my music is like male dominant music. Like Damn Daddy, I'm talking to the guys. Yeah. No Way, I'm talking to the guys. A lot of my music, I direct to them and I demand, I'm very aggressive. Yeah. They hard, I'm hard too. What's up?
Right, let's go toe to toe, right?
But at the same time, a lot of guys respect me because even though I'm very seductive, I'm not sleeping around with them. I'm not throwing myself at them. I can perform on stage and I'll get off, shake hand. Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
And go home.
Yeah. And then of course there are guys that are disrespectful.
Right.
But I know how to handle them as well. Like I said, I have a very foul mouth if I have to.
Right. And you know how to use it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but I also know how to be professional. Like I usually don't have to. There's not many guys that I have to go there and go there with.
Right.
Because of the way I perform.
Exactly.
And I feel like if I was real weak when I was performing, then they'll try me.
Exactly.
But I talk my shit and I stand on it.
Yes.
And I don't back down.
I think that's important, how you carry yourself, the persona that you portray when you're out there. And we all know the sheep and the weak ones, the lambs are the first ones to get preyed upon, right? But, the stronger you are and the stronger your persona is out there, I think, you got to put your foot down and let people know I will not be walked over. I am my own woman, and I'm not weak. And, that's the way I carry myself in public. My husband tell me all the time, he said, oh, man, sometimes he'll say something. It could be very minute. And I'm like, he was like, oh, snap. I forget that, you have that side of you. Because when I'm out and I'm working and every day I'm hard.
Yes.
I'm handling my business. I'm doing what I got to do. And he said, oh, man, I forgot, because that's what I see. You just a mobile and you handling your business, right? And he was like, oh, my bad. I'm so sorry. You're my wife at home, So, I get it. It's the persona you put out there. And that's the way people will take you.
I'm glad that you said that, because my boyfriend is like, man, everybody think you're hard. I'm like, that's what you. I'm only soft with you.
Exactly. Exactly. Over-sexualized. A lot of female rappers are over-sexualized. They're, naked on stage halfway. There's no hiding. And do you think female rappers are over-sexualized, or R&B artists are over-sexualized? when it comes to performances? Do a lot of people feel like, and I talked to one girl the other day, and she wants to come on the show. She'll be on later, but she feels like the less amount of clothing she wears, the more attention she'll get. So how do you guys feel about female artists being over-sexualized?
I feel like it doesn't always have to be key, honestly. Now, I do know you can be sexual, you can keep it seductive, but you don't have to show everything. I mean, some people like being more sexual than others.
Right.
I'm not that girl. I actually prefer to keep a mystery. Let you think versus just giving it all to you at one time. Now, I feel like my lyrics alone, I'm a fire sign, so I, just like Juicy, I come aggressive. I talk my shit in my music, but I don't have to show you my full body for you to feel what I'm saying. So, I mean, I do feel like sometimes it's a bit much, but to each its own, who are we to judge?
Your delivery speaks volumes, right?
Yes.
I feel, for me, it depends on the song. Because, like, I have, like, raw songs and I have sexy songs.
You do.
So, like, I'll tell my videographer, I'll say, like, on this song, I don't want to be sexy. Like, you know, this song, I want to be hard. I want to wear tennis shoes. But then on another song, I want to be lingerie. You know, it all depends on how I felt when I was writing the song. And as far as females being over sexualized, I feel like rap is a very sexual industry. Like rap, not necessarily saying R&B. Well, if you think about it, you go back to, like, I listened to a song the other day, like it was maybe from the 60s. They were very sexual. Like, they were rough.
It wasn't just like bam in your face, though. It was kind of a little incognito.
No.
They had,
This song I heard the other day was like, I'm a big old woman. No, they were nasty. Candy liquor.
Candy liquor. That's
70s, 80s, 90s.
But we
it's
know.
always been nasty. The only
thing.
thing is that you have to think about this, the evolution. The children are going to always turn it up a notch. So when we were kids and they had Kappa running around here, Kappa 2000 and all of this, what did you think was going to happen with this generation? You was going to have a bunch of strippers rapping. Period.
Okay, in the old school defense, all of the music though, there was some really, really good music that came from back in the day. Let's just kind of maybe bring it up a little and let's leave the 60s, leave the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. You know, you got Jill Scott, you know, Angie Stone, Anita Baker.
But that's like a few sprinkled here and there compared to
all the music wasn't profane though.
Really
some of it was, some of it wasn't.
You even had your Whitney and your Tony who they knew how to deliver it.
Yes,
show off
exactly.
the body much.
This is true. Whitney was always dressed nice. But Whitney could blow. She could have on a straight jacket and she would, you know, her voice was just so captivating. It was just absolutely ridiculous, right? I know. So have you guys ever been placed in a compromising situation though? And I know we already said we don't even, you know, put ourselves or make ourselves susceptible to that. But have there been any situations where it could have been very compromising had you not noticed it up front and dismissed yourself from it?
Oh my God. I went to a video shoot. I'm not going to say this guy's name. But he invited me to this video shoot. Like, hey, did you see come out? And, you know, for me, I'm like, I've been building a name for myself. So people should know if you invite me to a video, there's a certain position I'm going to play, but I'm not going to be your twerk star. Thank you. And I got to the video shoot, and baby, they was passing out Liberty shorts to all the girls. I said, I backed right up out of there.
Right,
I'm sorry, this isn't for me, and I love.
Oh, yeah, that sounds
not
like
my
something
thing.
that I've actually experienced as well. So I think I know who you're talking about. Because, I mean, their song is popping. They made radio with it. I said,
it wasn't for me.
You guys would just hand to some booty shorts and say, hey, put this on.
But Amber Dynasty,
otherwise, you can't be a part of this. Man.
Yeah, I was not trying to get in trouble for that.
Wow. Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, or let's do percentages. What percent of 100? Got 100%. From what you see out there, what percentage of women fall for whatever they're asked to do just to get the opportunity? Percentage. Just a ballpark percentage.
I make my music for the ladies, but that's why I make it for y'all, so y'all know y'all don't have to do it. But just to be nice, I'll say it's a 50-50.
I'm not nice.
I'll say 50-50.
That's a big number if you think about people that fall for the shenanigans.
You have to think about it.
That's sad.
Unfortunately, it does come more so from the rap side.
Oh, yeah, I know.
The female rappers, like Juicy said, you got a whole bunch of strippers in there, and they hear, oh, I can give you this and I can give you that. They'll do it for a quick amount of change.
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
But I'm not her, so I'm the other 50% that says I'm gonna need a little bit more than that.
Exactly. Perfect. That's good.
I would
You agree
say
with
about I'll say about 90.
Oh.
85 to 90%. I've been in the studio where producers. I've been in the studio with producers who will they have a song. And it can be a few different artists in there, and these girls cannot rap, but they got a big ass booty.
Oh,
and you know what the producer
It's all
does?
about
They
that.
play a song that's that they recorded, made themselves sound like a female, and then they give it to the girl with the biggest booty. And I'm like,
are you talking lip syncing?
no, they go in and they re-record the song. These are called reference tracks.
Okay, that's
so the guys record the songs and they record it and then they change their tones to a female tone so that the females can learn it.
Right. Okay.
Sorry if I'm giving out your secrets.
Wow. Well,
It's
it
the
is
industry.
That's
the industry. Reality, that's real.
So a lot of it. Sometimes it's not even. Sometimes I don't feel like it's something that they genuinely want to do. They just want to get the money, the fame, and they don't even care if it's 2 years, 3 years, one song. As long as it's gonna get them the pop, they get that check, and they go on about their business.
Yeah.
It's like that simple.
They don't have a passion for it.
Yeah, it's like, and then there's a lot of artists that really have talent. But I definitely want to give a shout out to Monaleo.
Okay.
Because I love the way that she does carry herself. She's always in a sweatsuit. She's definitely impacting people across the city.
Rapper?
She's a rapper. She's very young. She's a young rapper.
Shout out.
She's getting started. And she is not an artist that's overly sexualized. She's really big on being pretty. She speaks up for people like myself who have, contemplated suicide and things like that. So I feel like that she's a great image for a lot of the young girls that are coming out and showing that you don't have to show your body.
Right.
For some artists it's a choice. And then some artists have teams and parents that are involved that can keep them from going in that direction.
Right.
So I think that's great too, because even though I am an explicit artist, I have 2 daughters.
Exactly.
So I do have to teach them, hey, and I actually looked at, before I decided to be an explicit artist, I looked at Beyonce. And when she released the project with like Drunken Love and 6 Inches, how seductive she was, even though she had a daughter. Her daughter was at her shows. Yeah. But she still was able to teach her daughter how to be a queen. Right. And be precious and how to respect herself. Yeah. So that, even though like I am explicit in some of my music, I still teach my daughters, how to carry themselves. I don't let them wear shorts. I don't let them, there's just certain things that I still won't allow my children, my girls, to do. And I make sure that my boys are very respectful of young women, But my kids do see my performance costumes. They do help me get dressed sometimes. Yeah. And I let them know, hey, and I cover up before I leave home. Right. Right. So I feel like it's very important as a woman to be able to show young girls, both sides.
Yeah, that's
explain what you're doing, why you're doing it.
Right.
And just don't let them feel like you're just out there.
Yeah,
just only fans.
Holding out. Yeah.
Carlotta say holding out.
How you guys handle your haters? And do you have a lot of hidden haters? Do you have in your face haters, or how do you deal with that?
I feel like I have hidden haters.
Yeah.
But I just ignore them, and I kill them with success. Mm-hmm. I kill them with quality. I always say quality over quantity. Yes, because I'll notice that my haters are the people that are in competition with me that I'm not even worried about. Right. They'll post. Yeah. And they don't even care what they post. And I'll post. I'll drop a video now and then drop another one in 6 months, and it'll kill all 4 videos they dropped in the whole year.
Right.
So that's how I kill my
quality.
Yeah.
Yes.
I say
Amber?
don't handle them. Do not handle them. Ignore them, because in reality, they see something about you that they actually like. Yeah. And they understand that they lack it. Yeah. But they can't say, "Oh, I like her because of that," because they have a hidden insecurity that they are not willing to admit to. Yeah. So I really ignore all of that, because you're still going to tune in.
You have to. Yeah, they'll watch, but they don't want to support. They just looking. They just watching. That's fine, but. Right, the world is big enough for everybody to be successful. There's no need to, be
because you can see it in your insights. So it'll show you, this many people saw it, this many people liked it.
Exactly.
And so I don't worry, and in Instagram, they have their own ways of, blocking and setting up your numbers.
Exactly.
So I don't worry about any of that. Yes. I just keep working. Yes. And I've built a lot of my relationships by just personally meeting people, by shaking hands. Yeah. The traditional way. I'm very traditional.
Right. Yeah.
When it comes to networking.
Yeah. What advice do you guys have for young women, artists, R&B, rap artists that are trying to get into the industry? Gonna close us out. I'll let you go first. Okay. Advice.
My advice to any artist trying to get in the industry is to start with all you need to know about the music industry. Derek McKinney referred me to this book, and he told me to get back with him when I'm finished, but I'm not finished with the book, because what I read when I first started reading this book is I'm comprehending everything differently now, because I've experienced some of the things that I read, and I didn't really get it at first. Yeah. But now that I've had those experiences, I'm able to go back and say, you know what, I did this, and that wrong. Let me do this, and let me go back here. Yes. So I still want to give a special shout out and a thank you to Derek McKinney over Loud Music. He is the owner of everything official Loud music.
Good book to read. You guys go check that out.
By Donald S. Passman, and this is the 10th edition. Perfect. But I encourage every artist to register yourself as an artist with BMI or ASCAP. Register your music before you release it. Copyright your music, and create a treatment for your visuals. Have a great photo shoot before moving forward. And those things will set you up, even if you just want to drop one song.
Yeah, set you up and put you well on your way to success. Amber, where's the advice?
I definitely second that, because I was telling Juicy before we actually got online, I made sure that I had all my copyrights. I went to copyright.gov. I have my BMI set up. I have my Sound Select set up. Look, I am secure 3 different ways before any music is released. Quality is key. Make sure you can connect and network with a photographer who's going to have you looking good on the camera.
Yes.
And make sure you know what you're getting yourself into. Always double check the paperwork. If you don't know what you're reading, go to a music lawyer if he can help you out. Yes. Another thing is, you just always gotta stop and think about what kind of artist do you really want to be. Yeah. Don't let anyone else define you, because at the end you'll wake up one day and being like, I kind of don't want this, and now you don't even know why you're there, and you may want to give up. So just understand who you want to be as a person, as an artist, And now we just key at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yes. Well, that is excellent advice. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you for having
Boss Foundation, thank you for tuning in. You guys go follow at Real Talk Houston and at Real Talk Houston Studios. If you guys want a ad or a mention or sponsorship, DM us and we will take care of you. Doing big things. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. We love you guys so much. Season 2, episode 1.